Well, with all the layoffs and restructuring happening in Calgary these days, a lot of people are exploring the idea of starting up their own business. But it takes more than just a solid business plan to succeed. There are also licensing, zoning, and tax and other considerations. And Christine Wiley is here to help with all of that. She is an accountant based here in Calgary. She's also our money columnist, joins us every Wednesday. So last week we talked about how to form that good business plan, but let's assume I've got that plan sorted out and I've secured financing. Where do I go next?
So you didn't want to look at licensing. So if you're provincially legislated, like accountants, doctors, dentists, you probably don't need a City of Calgary business license, but other small businesses most likely do. So first of all, are you going to operate your business out of your home? Are you going to have people coming to and from your office? Will you be storing goods? Will you have couriers? These are questions that the City of Calgary is going to ask you on the application for the home occupancy. These are all considerations that will go into also, your fee that will apply. If you're going to operate your business from a commercial location, good thing to keep in mind is your business may not be zoned for that area. So before you sign leases and finalize negotiations, check in with the city, find out that location, is it zoned for the type of business that you want to operate. The business licenses, they start at about $177 and up, and then there might be police checks, fire inspections, other fees that will apply. The city's 311 telephone number is a great way to get in touch with them. They'll
Good place to start?
Department. Yes.
Awesome, okay. If you're going into business for yourself, you're thinking about a name. Everybody would want a good, catchy name.
Yeah.
How do you go about securing that?
So as a sole proprietor, generally not everyone wants to be known as Joe Smith business. So you can go into the registry office and you do what's called a declaration of trade name. By doing that declaration, that's going to allow you to advertise your business, to take payments from customers by doing business under that name. There is a fee that applies for that, but that's the best way to do it. And then for an incorporated company, you can also do it. You have to do a name search, and there's some other more complex situations with shares and such. Okay. So that's where the accountant comes into play.
That's where you come into play. So if you're going to maybe kick things off modestly at the beginning, perhaps you're not thinking about employees, but eventually you're going to want to grow your business in all likelihood. And then there are things like workers' compensation that comes into play.
Yes, so if you're going to operate a business and you're going to have employees or subcontractors, workers' compensation is very important. The rates for that are going to vary on the industry that you're in. They're going to be based on the amounts that you're paying out to those subcontractors. But also, if you're just an individual working on your own, you may want to have personal coverage. You can get coverage starting at around $22,000 a level of coverage, again, depending on your industry. And you may need that to work on certain job sites, in the past, project coordinators that are working on some of the oil sands projects, or even just to get onto some of the work sites. So it's definitely something that you should look into, and workers' compensation application walks you through that quite well.
And you can't forget about the taxes.
No, we wish we could, but
Devil's in the details, right?
A sole proprietor, the easiest, goes onto your personal tax return. What do you make minus your allowable expenses gets added onto your tax return. But GST is a big one that a lot of small business people don't always remember at the beginning. So you don't have to charge it at the beginning unless you're going to be spending a lot of money on expenses of like supplies and equipment. You may not want to register until you're going to make around the $30,000 level. But if you start charging, you do have to be registered. And CRA is actually becoming much more user-friendly. So the CRA website is a good resource, and then the general business inquiries line at 1-800-959-5525.
Oh, knew that off the top of her head. You could also seek professional help.
Of course.
Okay. All right, Christine Wiley, she's our in-house accountant. She joins us every Wednesday. Thanks for coming in, Christine.
Thank you so much.